ties, straight cuffs, and thank God forgive us for everything we think. Back saddle of prey, reflecting the moon, driving a hearse, it looks like a coup. I got the AC blasting to kill the desert heat. I got a pristine suit, but there's dirt on the seat. I remember when we shared a single piece of bread. Now I'm driving west and you're heavy and dead. I poured you a whiskey before I closed the lid. We don't talk about the sins or the things that we did. Just two gentlemen thieves on a final joyride. You're resting in the back, I'm dying inside. The taillights bleed red on the cactus and sage. We're turning the page, yeah, we're burning the page. No preacher, no choir, just the wind and the stones and the rattle of the jack against the old dry bones. I got a body in the trunk and a hole in my soul, digging 6 feet down where the devil takes his toll. Oh, I love you like a brother, I love you like a saint, but the picture that we painted is beginning to faint. Yeah, the heaviest burden isn't the shovel or the junk, it's the heart that I'm hiding with the body in the trunk. I polish my shoes before I pick up the spade. That's the gentleman's code, that's the promise we made. Respect for the fallen, even when they fall wrong. This highway is lonely and the night is too long. I remember your laugh, I remember the schemes. Now you're just a ghost, I remember my dreams. I smoothed down your collar, I closed up your eyes, told you sleep well, brother, underneath the black skies. It ain't murder, it's mercy. It ain't hate, it's release. I'm just a violent man looking for a little peace. The engine is humming a low funeral song. ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The steel starts to fade and the gold turns to rust. I'll leave the hazards flashing like a lighthouse in the sand. Goodbye, old friend. Take my hand. Good evening. You knew I'd come. Pour yourself a drink. The good stuff. We have time. Straighten your tie, don't let your hand shake. We built this empire on a tectonic plate. Italian silk, French cups, American sin. I see the panic rising underneath your skin. I remember when we starved, splitting bread in the cold. Now we're dining with the devil, getting fat, getting old. You broke the code, brother. You sold out the street for a penthouse view and a polished leather seat. I'm not here to yell, I'm not here to make a scene. I'm just a ghost in the machine, keeping the ledger clean. There's a bullet on the table, sitting by the glass, reflecting all the memories of the years that passed. We are gentlemen of sorrow in a world of savage men. So look me in the eye before the curtain falls. We're kings of the ashes inside these velvet walls. Oh, it breaks my heart to see you down on your knees. But treason is a sickness, a fatal disease. This is the last confrontation, the final goodbye. Even gentlemen bleed, and even legends die. Yeah, even legends die. Don't apologize, save your breath for the priest. You woke the sleeping giant, you invited the beast. I loved you like blood, I would've took the fall. But you traded my loyalty for a picture on the wall. Look at us now, two wolves in a cage, writing the ending on the final page. I brought the gun, but I brought the mercy too, because nobody else gets to finish this but you. Fix your collar, stand up tall. If you're gonna go out, man, you better take it all. The whiskey tastes like iron, the clock is ticking loud. We used to stand together, alone in the crowd. We are gentlemen of sorrow and the debt is coming due. So look me in the eye before the curtain falls. We're kings of the ashes inside these velvet walls. Oh, it breaks my heart to see you down on your knees. But treason is a sickness, a fatal disease. This is the last confrontation, the final goodbye. Even gentlemen bleed, and even legends die. I'm gonna miss you, treading to the days of gold, to the lies we told, to the brothers we sold. Close your eyes, I'll stay until it's done. Good night, brother.
A match strikes, the crackle of vinyl. A lonely jazz-influenced piano riff plays, slow and melancholy. Pardon the smoke. Old habits die hard, just like us. Straighten the silk tie, brush off the ash. Life is a slow burn, ending in the crash. I keep the suit pressed, sharp as a knife, navigating shadows in the twilight of life. I remember the skyline, painted in gray. Before the color came and washed us away, we were kings of the gutter, saints of the sin, with the loaded revolver and the devilish grin. Now I'm watching the reel spin, frame by frame, trying to find the moment where I lost the game. It's skipping, it's scratching, the picture is weak, but it's the only salvation a gentleman seeks. The focus is soft, the edges are blurred. I'm rewriting history, word for word. The truth is too harsh for the light of the day. So I hide behind the film grain, let the static wash away the pain. Yeah, everything's romantic when it's black and white. You can't see the blood in the dead of the night. It's a beautiful life, it's a vintage charade, dancing with ghosts in the mess that we made. Caught in the flicker, lost in the rain. I'm just a memory, buried in film grain. Scotch, neatly the bottle, my friend. We all know how the third act is going to end. I held the city in the palm of my hand. Now I'm sifting through hourglass sand. She wore a red dress, or was it a dream? Ripping the stitching right out of the seam. I was a monster with manners, a beast in a vest. Put the flower on the lapel and the heart to the test. Click, clack goes the projector, playing the loop of the night that I shattered the whole damn group. No apologies offered, no parts received, just a beautiful fiction that we all believe. The focus is soft, the edges are blurred. I'm drowning the silence, word for word. The truth is too jagged, it cuts like a blade. So I hide behind the film grain, let the static wash away the pain. Yeah, everything's romantic when it's black and white. You can't see the tears in the dead of the night. It's a beautiful lie, it's a vintage charade, dancing with ghosts in the mess that we made. Caught in the flicker, lost in the rain. I'm just a memory, buried in film grain. The screen goes dark, the audience leaves, and the hero, well, the hero never really bleeds. He just fades, fade to black, fade to dust, in the film grain, in the rust.
strikes the crackle of a vinyl record. A long weeping slide guitar fades in. Man manners maketh the man. But memories, they break him. Straighten the tie, brush the dust off the lapel. Another night spent negotiating halfway down to hell. The cufflink snaps, a diamond in the dark, a gentleman's armor for a walk inside the park. I see the flash before I hear the sound. Gravity pulling my knees toward the ground. It's funny what you think of when the curtain starts to fall. Not the money in the safe or the portraits on the wall. I see a red dress spinning in a smoky room. A single white rose blooming on a granite tomb. The chaos turns into a symphony. The sirens sound like violins to me. The world screams out in a violent rage, but I'm just an actor freezing on the stage. And now I'm falling in slow motion, watching the glass shatter in the air. Yeah, I'm falling in slow motion, and I can see every lie, every prayer. The bullet takes a lifetime to cross the room, and all I see is you, standing in the gloom. Yeah, all I see is you. They call me sir when I walk through the door, but they don't know the blood that's soaked into the floor. I kept my hands clean, wore the gloves of silk, but my soul is sour like the curdled milk. I played the game, I held the winning hand, but built a castle on a foundation of sand. Now the hourglass breaks, the sand is spilling out. This is the silence that follows the shout. No panic in my eyes, just a weary sort of grace, tracing the ghost of your fingers on my face. The whiskey glass is floating just out of reach, a final lesson that the shadows teach. The world screams out in a violent rage, but I'm just turning the final page. And now I'm falling in slow motion, watching the glass shatter in the air. Yeah, I'm falling in slow motion, and I can see every lie, every prayer. The bullet takes a lifetime to cross the room, and all I see is you, standing in the gloom. I said I ran to you, I should've laid the weapon down, but a king is just a prisoner when he's buried in his crown. Yeah, buried in his crown. The world is too bright.
Turn down the color. Let the shadows do the talking. Pinstripe suit, freshly pressed, hot in a mess. Underneath I navigate the concrete jungle with a rose between my teeth. Manners are the weapon, silence is the shield. Walking through the battlefield that refuses to yield. They see the fedora, they see the shine on the shoe. They don't see the phantom memories of me and you. I pour the whiskey neat, watching the amber glow, but in my head it's strictly grayscale, a black and white show. A gentleman thief, stealing moments from the past, knowing that nothing in this jagged city is built to last. The neon signs are screaming red, but I'm filled with blind inside my head. The crimson on my hands just looks like oil in this life of beautiful turmoil. I put the Noir filter on to block out the sun until the morning is gone. Yeah, I paint it all black, I paint it all gray, so I don't have to see you walking away. It's a classic film with a tragic end, where the villain is just a broken-hearted friend living life through a Noir filter. Yeah, just a lonely killer. Revolver in the velvet pocket, heavy on the side. Pride is the only vehicle I'm willing to ride. I tip my hat to the reaper when he passes on the street. Keep the panic steady, keep the heartbeat discreet. I sent you roses, but they withered in the frost. Calculating the profit, ignoring the cost. I'm the king of the gutter with a crown made of smoke. Every promise I whispered was a mirror I broke. Hold the door open, let the tragedy and sanctified sorrow in a city of sin. The traffic lights are burning green, but I'm frozen in this final scene. The gold in your hair just looks like dust in a world that rusted out on trust. I put the Noir filter on to block out the sun until the morning is gone. Yeah, I paint it all black, I paint it all gray, so I don't have to see you walking away. It's a classic film with a tragic end, where the villain is just a broken-hearted friend living life through a Noir filter. They call me a gentleman, they call me a monster. I'm just a man who forgot how to see the rainbow. If I let the color back in, if I let the blue sky in, I think the pain would kill me. I'm wearing midnight blue, Italian cut, sharper than a switchblade. But the
Boots are caked in mud from a grave. I nearly made. If you mirror trembling, ghosts in the backseat, driving down a highway with a devil and the saints meet.
I got manners for the waitress, I got mercy for the poor, but I got a heavy Kansas pacing back and forth across the floor. Adjust the tie, straighten the cuffs, check the hollow on my chest. Try to find a beating heart inside this bulletproof vest. The sun is going down like a bruised peach in the sky. Tired of the hustle, I'm too stubborn to die. This is the establishing shot. Out across the wreckage of the things I'm not. See the gentleman standing in the pouring rain, holding an umbrella over all his pain, zooming close on the weary eyes. This is where the hero or the villain cries. Yeah, this is the establishing shot. And they fit a shadow on the wall. I've been a king of the castle, I've been a phone call in the hall. I treat a lady like a queen, even when my hands are stained. I kept my code of honor while the rest of them went insane. But looking at this empty glass, whiskey neat, no chaser. I wish I could take this reel of film and hit it with an eraser. The silence is violent, the luxury is cold. Just a dangerous man trying to grow old. The script is getting rewritten, the ink is bleeding through. I held the door for darkness, now it's sitting next to you. This is the establishing shot. Across the wreckage of the things I'm not. See the gentleman standing in the pouring rain, holding an umbrella over all his pain, zooming close on the weary eyes. This is where the hero or the villain cries. Yeah, this is the establishing shot. They show you the city before they show you the crime. They show you the horizon before they show you the time running out. Well, look at me! Look at the horizon! I'm running out of road! The lights, cut the scene. I'm still the finest monster that you've ever seen. Just a gentleman in the dark. Establishing shot. Mind if I turn this up? Just need to drown out the thinking. Yeah, press suit, black tie, ghost in the machine, rolling down the boulevard, keep the window clean. I tip my hat to the shadows, I nod to the stray, walking the path where the devils and the angels play. The engines humming the secret, a low guttural growl. I'm the last gentleman wolf on a midnight prowl. Got a flower on the seat, a pistol in the glove, trying to find the frequency
frequency that sounds like love, but the signal is broken, the static is thick, and the regret in my chest is making me sick. They call me sir when I walk through the door, but they don't know what I'm looking for. No, manners don't save you from the cold, and gold don't save you from getting old. Now I feel it in the deepest, rattling the bones inside of my face. It's a low-end tremor, it's a heavy vibe. The only way a sinner like me survives. Yeah, the treble is a lie, but the low is true. Every boom of the speaker brings me back to you in the deep end. Yeah, down in the deep end. I paid my debts with a handshake and a smile, haven't slept a wink in a darker shade a while. See, the city is a subwoofer, concrete cone, vibrating with the stories that we never owned. I remember how you danced to the rhythm of the rain, before I traded simple joy for this expensive pain. Now I'm strictly business, sharp creases on the pan, walking through the garden just to kill the plan. I'm a monster in a tuxedo, crying in the dark, leaving tire tracks burn like a question mark. I hold the door open for the ghosts of the past, pour a little whiskey, make the moment last. Forgiveness is a luxury I can't afford, so I cut the connection with the silver sword. Feel it in the deepest, rattling the bones inside of my face. It's a low-end tremor, it's a heavy vibe. The only way a sinner like me survives. Yeah, the treble is a lie, but the low is true. Every boom of the speaker brings me back to you in the deep end. Oh, buried in the deep end. It goes low, lower than the grave, lower than the ocean floor. It's the sound of a heart when it can't beat anymore. It's just vibration. Windows up, lock the doors. Yeah, felt that one. Straight to the chest. I press the linens, I shine the shoes, walk through the fire just to pay the dues. They call it business, I call it art, cutting out the cancer just to save the heart. I hold the door open, I tip the brim, while the city lights flicker, getting low and dim. I got a manners manual in a velvet coat, and a silver razor specifically for the throat. I don't raise my voice, I don't make a scene, I keep the savagery silent, I keep the carpet clean. But in the rearview mirror,
such a heaven in this godforsaken place. Every dollar, every dime, and every lie I tell, it's just me buying you a ticket out of hell. And I'm settling the score. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kicking down the door. I'll be the monster in the suit, the devil with the charm. I'll burn the whole world down to keep you from harm. You count it up, stack it high, watch the numbers fall. I gave you my soul, baby, I gave you it all. That's the score. Now the desert wind is howling through the chassis of the car. We pushed the luck, yeah, we pushed it way too far. The gravel creates a rhythm on the underside of steel. This is the only way a man like me can feel. I got a code of honor that's rusted and old, a gentleman's promise in a world so cold. They want the bad guy, fine, I'll play the role. I'll be the shadow that swallows the whole damn narrative. I'm imperative, I do the things that the righteous find comparative to sin. But when the dust settles down and the sirens scream, you'll be waking up safe from this violent dream. I scrub the blood from my knuckles with the vintage wine, just to make sure that your future is looking fine. 'Cause I'm settling the score. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kicking down the door. I'll be the monster in the suit, the devil with the charm. I'll burn the whole world down to keep you from harm. You count it up, stack it high, watch the numbers fall. I gave you my soul, baby, I gave you it all. That's the score. Forgive me for the darkness that I bring. Forgive me for the song I have to sing. I was never meant for angels, never meant for light. I'm just a guard dog barking at the night. So take the money, take the keys, don't look back at me. Play! In a suit, I polished the shoes, hide the scars beneath the midnight blues. A velvet collar on a violent man, a bouquet of roses in a trembling hand. I opened the door for you, stepped aside, swallowed the truth and I kept the pride. They call me a monster, they call me a king, but around your finger I placed the ring. See, the streets are dirty, but my hands are clean. At least that's the way it looks on the screen. I handle the business, I settle the score, then I wipe my feet before I walk through the door. But the shadows are getting long across the floor, and I can't play the hero anymore. So light the cigarette and pour the rye. I'm the perfect gentleman with a heavy lie. I'll give you to the world, then I'll take it back before the heart with my enemies and burying friends. A tip of the hat, a nod of the head. Respect is the currency of the dead. I walk through the valley with a loaded vest. Only want the quiet, only want the rest. But against the silence is a heavy sound, like a coffin lowering into the ground. I loved you enough to let you go, to keep you away from the blood and the snow. I'm a jagged edge in a silk disguise, reading my eulogy in your eyes. The script is finished, the scene is done. I'm the man holding the smoking gun. So light the cigarette and pour the rye. I'm the perfect gentleman with a heavy lie. I'll give you the world and I'll take it back before the heart breaks. Cut to black. Yeah. Before the walls fall. Cut to black. I want it to be the night in the rain, but I'm just a ghost who brings the pain. No sunset riding, no happy end, just a final goodbye to my only friend. Keep the memories, forget the name, I do it all over. I take the blame, don't watch me leave, don't look back, just close your eyes. The suit is Italian, the dust is from the plains. I wash the sins off my hands, but the rust remains. I held the door for the devil, told him after you. That's just a polite thing a gentleman ought to do. I'm buzzing like a fly in a jar. I'm drinking top shelf whiskey in a bottom shelf bar. They call me a monster with a poet's grace. I'm just a man who knows the cost of taking up space. No prologue, no warning shots fired, just the truth. Naked and tired, the script is burned, the actors are gone. This is the cold, open heart on the table, broken wide, no place left for the shadows to hide. I'm the villain who loves you, the same with a gun, walking into the night just to wait for the sun. Just begun. Check the cufflinks, go the silence that I can't repay. Street lights flicker like a nervous eye. I learned to live low so I wouldn't have to die. A rose in the barrel, a prayer in the smoke. Life's a cruel punchline, but I don't mind the joke. I treat the waitress like a queen, the king like a thief. I find my only comfort in the belly of greed. No flashbacks to soften the blow, just the ice and the undertow. The camera rolls, the red light is on. This is the cold open heart on the table, broken wide, no place left for the shadows to hide. I'm the villain who loves you the same with a gun, walking into the night just to wait for the sun. Yeah, it's a cold open. They say a gentleman never tells, but a gangster never forgets. I remember the rain on your coat, I remember the tremble in your throat, I remember the trigger, and I remember the rose. That's how the story starts, that's how the story goes. Cut to black, just a kick drum thumping like a heartbeat. Cut to black, I'm not looking back. Cold open.
Pressed a suit this morning, razor sharp and black. Hid the scars beneath the silk, ain't no looking back. They tip their hats and call me sir when I walk down the street. They don't see the asphalt burning underneath my feet. I hold the door open, open. I speak with quiet grace, but I can read the fear hiding on a stranger's face. I retired the ironers, I laid the weapon down, but the ghost of who I was still walks around this town. I'm a sculpture made of wreckage, polished till I shine, walking on the razor's edge of a very thin line. The silence in this empty house is loud enough to kill. Then the flashback hits like a bullet to the chest. The only time I bleed is when I try to rest. I see you standing there in the neon and the rain, a gentleman in public, but traded in the chaos for a quiet glass of wine, but the devil's in the details and he's waiting for a sign. I treat the world with honor, now I pay my debts in full, but gravity is heavy and the past has got a pull. You wanted a protector, I gave you a war. Now I don't even know what I was fighting for. Then the flashback hits like a bullet to the chest. The only time I bleed is when I try to rest. I see you standing there in the neon and the rain. A gentleman in public, but a gangster in his pain. Yeah, I'm drinking down the memories of a life I can't forget, watching our history burn like a cigarette. I locked the door, I threw away the key, but the mirror on the wall is still looking at me. It says, you can change the clothes, you can change the name, but the heart inside the wolf always beats the same. Straighten the tie, check the colors, fade in the gray. It's just a flashback, it's just yesterday.
I laid the pinstripe suit on a velvet chair, smell of gunpowder and expensive hair. Poured a single malt, neat no ice, paid every day except the price of keeping you safe from the wolves at the door. Now I'm pacing circles on a hardwood floor. The desert wind is whistling through the cracks. The devil's in the front yard and he ain't turning back. Welcome to the rave-up chamber, where the past is a present danger. I said goodbye, but the walls won't let it go. It bounces back and forth, a heavy echo. Every I love you hits me like a chain, looping in the feedback, driving me insane in the chamber. Nothing ever fades away. Look, I was a gentleman with a savage hand, moved shadows across the city, obeyed the command. I tipped my hat while I leveled the score, left the rivals bleeding out on the marble floor. I thought I was bulletproof, tailored and sewn, but a king with no queen sits on a rusted throne. I bought the silence, yeah, I bought the peace, but my mind is a riot that will never cease. You wanted a heart, I gave you a diamond instead. Now I'm sleeping with the ghost in a king-size bed. Welcome to the reverb chamber, where the past is a present danger. I said I can hear your footsteps walking now. I can hear the slam, the scream, the doubt. It gets louder and louder and louder. I adjusted my tie in the broken glass, watching the sand bury the past. A villain to the world, a hero to none, just a lonely man cleaning a loaded gun. I trade the empire, the fear and the fame, just to hear silence when I whisper your name. Yeah, it echoes, just a gentleman in the dark with a hollow heart in the reverb chamber. I pressed my suit this morning, sharp enough to cut the air. Polished the Oxfords, combed the gray into the hair. They call it business, I call it a masquerade. Trading bullets for bourbons in the shade. See, I was raised to hold the door, even when walking on a killing floor. A gentleman's code in a savage land, offering a rose with a bloodstained hand. The city screams, but I don't raise my voice. Violence is a habit, silence is a choice. Now the tape is warping, the reel is slowing down. I'm the last weary king of this paper crown. The signal's fading out. It's just the analog hiss, the static of a kiss I never should have stole. It's the white noise in my soul. Yeah, I'm a high fidelity sin in a digital world. Watch the smoke unfurl. Can you hear the scratch? Can you feel the miss? We're just ghosts caught in the analog hiss. I keep my receipts, I pay what I owe. I learned a long time ago how the desert winds blow. You see a gangster, I see a man who kept his word when the truth was too heavy and the lines got blurred. I never lied to a woman, never ran from a fight. I just navigated shadows to get to the light. But the light burns sun, it exposes the cracks. The weight of the knife stuck deep in our back. So I tip my hat to the reaper, invite him inside, pour him a drink. Got nothing left to hide, but the tape is warping, the reel is slowing down. Just another lost saint in a sinner's town. The signal's fading out. It's just the analog hiss, the static of a kiss I never should have stole. It's the white noise in my soul. Yeah, I'm a high fidelity sin in a digital world. Watch the smoke unfurl.
say the heart is a muscle, but mine feels like a vintage machine. Rust on the gears, oil and tears, I want it to be good. God knows, I want it to be gentle. But the world only respects the metal. So play the record out, let the needle drag, just the static, just the hiss, a gentleman's goodbye, one last kiss. It's just the analog hiss, the static of a kiss I never should have stole. It's the wild laws in my soul, yeah, I'm a high fidelity sin in a digital world. Watch the smoke unfurl. Can you hear the scratch? Can you feel the miss? We're just ghosts caught in the analog hiss.
The engine out low, black tint on the glass, dust on my boots, but the suit is first class. The world is a jagged pill, baby, hard to swallow, but I carved out a space in the dark for us to follow. Cruising slow, 3 a.m., the city holding its breath. I'm a gentleman of vice, dancing close to death. I don't bring you flowers picked from the garden sunlight. I bring you diamonds found in the rubble of the night. Let the treble fade out, let the static disappear. Lean your head back, let me whisper in your ear. I don't scream my feelings, I don't make a scene. I keep it underneath like a submarine. It ain't the high notes, it ain't the flashlight, it's the rumble and the floorboards in the dead of the night. Yeah, I got that subwoofer love, heavy and deep, the kind that rattles your ribs while the city's asleep. Low frequency devotion, straight to the core. I don't need to shout, baby, I'm the tremors in the floor. Subwoofer love. Feel the warmth. Hand on the wheel, other hand on your knee. The devil knows my name, but he don't know the real me. I hold the door open while I check on the lock. Smooth like aged bourbon, steady like a rock. They see a villain, you see the man in the shade. A midnight serenade written with a switchblade. I keep the world away, keep the monsters at bay, with a nod of my head and a price that I pay. It ain't the high notes, it ain't the flashlight, it's the rumble in the floorboards in the dead of the night. Yeah, I got that subwoofer love, heavy and deep, the kind that rattles your ribs while the city's asleep. Low frequency devotion, straight to the core. I don't need to shout, baby, I'm the tremors in the floor. Subwoofer love. Hurts getting lower, the weight getting heavier. I'm the concrete foundation, the silent savior. Not a word spoken, just a vibration. Pulse matching the beat, a dark salvation. 808 heartbeat, chest plate shaking. This is a vow that can't be broken or taken. I'm the savage in the silk, the beast in the quiet, starting a riot inside you, a beautiful riot. We don't float on air, now we ride on the ground. Love isn't a word, it's a physical sound. That's your other social state. I keep the suit pressed, sharp, the cufflinks gold. The story bought and paid for, but never told. The city screams in neon pink and blue, but through these vintage shades I only see the truth. The whiskey tastes like iron, the rain feels like lead. I'm a king in a castle built on things I never said. Polished shoes on the pavement, walking through the fire. A gentleman of silence in a choir of lies. Style gritty pole, soaring raspy anthem. Now my world is monochromatic, static in the veins. Pure cinematic, fade out the red of the blood I spilled. Fade out the green of the dreams I killed. It's strictly black and white, wrong and right. No shades of gray in the dead of night. Yeah, I'm living monochromatic, heart of a saint, habits of an addict. See, they call it business, I call it survival. Checking the rear view for the arrival of a rival. I hold the door open, I tip the hat low, but I keep a jagged edge where the empathy should go. There's a dust on the hood of a midnight ride. There's a hollow kind of echo where I used to have pride. I treat the devil with respect, look him in the eye, shake his hand firmly while I watch the angels die. No saturation, just contrasting grain. A portrait of a sinner standing strictly in the rain. Style letter, more aggressive, and everything is monochromatic, static in the veins. Pool cinematic, fade out the red of the blood I spill, fade out the green of the dreams I killed. It's strictly black and white, wrong and right. No shades of gray in the dead of night. Yeah, I'm living monochromatic, heart of a saint, habits of an addict. swallowed up the sight. Now I'm colorblind by choice, baby, can't you see? If I saw the blue sky, it would be the end of me. Style desert gain, wailing chaotic but control. So pour another glass of that clear escapism. I'm trapped inside this beautiful broken prism. A gentleman thug with a bruised up soul, digging through the ash just to find a piece of coal. I don't want the rainbow, keep the pot of gold. I just want the silence before I get too old. I wear the suit, I tip the hat, keep the devil right where he's at. Under the collar, beneath the skin, where the desert ends and the dark begins. Pour a glass of amber light, watch the sunset bleed and die. They call me sir, they call me cold, but they don't know the soul I sold them. Mirrors crack, reflections wrong. I've been playing this part for way too long. A gentleman's smile with a sinner's hand, walking the wire across the sand. Oh, it's a distorted truth, wasted love and a bulletproof youth. I tell you I'm good, while I'm digging a grave for my own soul. Yeah, paint it black, paint it gold. It's the saddest story never told. Living the lie, losing the you, choking on this distorted truth. Open the door, hold it wide, while the demons rush to get inside. Respect is earned, or so they say, but fear is the currency that I pay. I saw you standing in the rain, looking for a heart amidst the pain. I wanted to save you, wanted to run, but you can't outpace the setting sun. Silhouette on the pavement, shadow on the wall. I built the empire just to watch it fall. Silk tied tight like a noose on the neck, cash on the table, shuffling the deck. I'm a phantom in a photograph, fading at the edge, dancing with disaster on the window ledge. You want the man, you get the ghost. I heard the ones I love the most, not out of hate, but out of habit, chasing the light like a frightened rabbit. It's no war, it's night, it's never enough. Diamond in the rough, not just right.
distorted truth. Distorted. Yeah, it's all bent out of shape. Just a gentleman in the shadows, waiting for the break. Sorry.
I keep my suit pressed sharp, though the world is dull. I keep a chamber empty just to break the lull. They see the polished shoes, they don't see the dust. Accumulated miles of broken codes and rust. I open doors for strangers, I tip the heavy hand. A polite shadow walking through a violent land. I don't raise my voice, I don't have to shout. When the power's cut, I'm the only light that's out. Feel the shift. The air getting tight. I'm the calm before the ruin. I'm the middle of the night. It ain't the thunder that kills you, darling. It's the shaking the ground. I'm low frequency. Underneath the static where the devils can't see. I don't scream your name, I burn it in the stone. A vibration deep in the marrow of the bone. Yeah, I'm low frequency. Put your hand on my chest, you'll know. The darker the heart, the deeper the glow. Look, I trade in favors, I trade in ghosts. I raise a glass of whiskey to the friends I lost. I'm a sinner with manners, a wolf in the weave. I give you the truth when everyone else deceives. They want the flashy lights, the siren, the noise. I'm the silence in the room that destroys the little boys. But for you I drop the guard, I drop the price. I'd walk through the fire just to bring you the ice. Yeah, just to bring you the ice. I run on low frequency. Underneath the static where the devils can't see. Scream your name, I burn it in the stone. A vibration deep in the marrow of the bone. Yeah, I'm low frequency. Humming like a wire in a desert breeze. If you put your hand on my chest, you'll know. The darker the heart, the deeper the glow. The world is loud, baby. It's chaotic and cheap. But my promise to you is the secret I keep. I'm the foundation, I'm the steel in the wall. I'm the only thing standing when the skyscrapers fall. I ain't a hero, I ain't a saint. I'm just a canvas underneath the paint. So let them talk high pitch, let them scream. We operate in the deep end, the sub bass, the heavy soul, low frequency. Can you feel it? It's all for you.
sun bleeds out across the dash, ash on the velvet, turning into trash. I'm a ghost in a tailored suit, riding the line between the holy water and the expensive wine. The city is screaming, but it sounds like a hum, waiting for a verdict that is never gonna come. I adjusted my tie in the rearview glass, watching the wreckage of the good days past. They see the iron, they don't see the rust. They see the diamond, they don't see the dust. I keep the violence in a velvet box, buried underneath the ticking of the clocks. In this dark, the silence is louder than a loaded gun. I'm the last gentleman standing under a blacked out sun. Yeah, I got blood on my knuckles, but a prayer in my chest. Loving you is the only way I get to rest. In this dark cabin, we dance on the edge of the knife. I trade the world just to guard your life. Look, I walk the valley where the shadows get long, wrote my sins in the pavement, hid my grief in a song. They call it gangster, I call it survival. Read the testament, dead on arrival. I open the door for you, then I lock it tight, 'cause the wolves are hungry in the middle of the night. I'm old school, cut from a cloth they don't weave, the type of monster that you'll never wanna leave. Respect is the currency, fear is the tax. I carry the weight of the world on my back so you don't have to. Yeah, so you don't have to. In this dark, the silence is louder than a loaded gun. I'm the last gentleman standing under a blacked out sun. Yeah, I got blood on my knuckles, but a prayer in my chest. Loving you is the only way I get to rest. In this dark cabin, we dance on the edge of the knife. I trade the world just to guard your life. I'm the savage dog with the loyal bark. I'm the single match in the pitch black dark. Rough hands, soft touch. Maybe I care a little bit too much. Let the concrete crack, let the empire fall. I'm standing right here, back against the wall. Quiet now. Just a static. Just us. Keep your eyes closed, darling. I've got this. I've always got this. wear the silence like a tailored suit. Press sharp, double-breasted, absolute. Standing in the doorway where the shadows bleed. A gentleman killer, a dying breed. I got a pocket full of manners and a heart of rust. Diamonds in the mud turning into dust. They see the fedora, they see the shine. They don't see the trigger finger on the line. The world is static, just white noise and grain. Standing calm in the center of the rain. I've been a villain in 100 scenes, chasing ghosts through the limousines. But the aperture is closing down. The lights are fading on this neon town. Then the world goes soft, and the background blurs. The chaos stops, and the motion slurs. Focus pull, suddenly you're the only thing sharp in the room. Focus pull, a single white rose in a concrete tomb. I'm a dangerous man with a gentle soul, but you're the only story that I can't control. Focus pull. Yeah, I drive a black coupe through the desert heat. Devil in the passenger, angel in the seat. I hold the door open, I tip the brim while I'm drowning in sins that are dark and dim. I treat you like glass, I treat them like trash. Paid my dues in blood and cash. You see the scars underneath the cuff. For a man like me, it's love enough. I lock the chamber, I check the gate, try to rewrite a twisted fate. I've been the monster in a masquerade, living a life that was ready-made. But the camera turns, the angle shifts, and through the smoke the heavy curtain lifts. And the world goes soft, and the background blurs. The chaos stops, and the motion slurs. Focus pull, suddenly you're the only thing sharp in the room. Focus pull, a single white rose in a concrete tomb. I'm a dangerous man with a gentle soul, but you're the only story that I can't control. Focus pull. They can steal the crown, long as I've got you. I won't look down. Focus, just focus. Film runs out, the screen goes black. No looking forward, no looking back, just you. Crystal clear, focus pull. Just the cufflinks, straighten the tie. Watching the desert sun bleed out and die. I spent the first day running from the hunger. Spent the second act putting men under. is cooling on the Cadillac. Black paint reflecting all the things I can't take back. I got a pocket full of mercy and a heavy heart of stone. A gentleman's manner, but I'm walking this alone. They say the good die young, so what does that make me? A ghost in a suit, trying to find a clear frequency. I laid down the weapon, but I kept the scar. It's a long dark road when you're gone this far. Welcome to the third act, baby, where the shadows get tall. I'm standing graceful with my back against the wall. No more bullets, just the truth on my tongue. The final song that's waiting to be sung. Yeah, I'm a savage in a tuxedo, a sinner with a ring. This is the part where the villain learns to sing. I remember the concrete, I remember the rain, I remember the pleasure indistinguishable from pain. Now I open doors for strangers, I tip with a smile, but I can see a light coming from a country mile. See, a gentleman knows when to silence the room without raising a fist, just a quiet sense of doom. I promised her I'd change before the credits roll. Now I'm polishing the silver, trying to save my soul. Welcome to the third act, baby, where the shadows get tall. I'm standing graceful with my back against the wall. No more bullets, just the truth on my tongue. The final song that's waiting to be sung. Yeah, I'm a savage in a tuxedo, a sinner with a ring. This is the part where the villain learns to sing. Did it all for the quiet. Can you hear it? The silence of a house with no ghost near it. I broke 1,000 laws just to keep you safe. Now I'm looking for redemption in the lines of your face. It's not how you start, it's how you take the bow. The violence is over. The house is quiet now. The script is written, the ink is dry. Look me in the eye. It's the third act, and I'm ready to fly.